Okay, I'm back. I was disconnected. So yeah, almost done. It takes a lot of time. I'm almost done. So yeah, here I'm setting the variables. I feel like I watched. Might miss some part because I don't know when I lost connection. But I think you're fine. We are fine by going in the movement. So it reaches my character class, which is a pound, so it can access those function which are in Unreal, are made by Unreal. So it gets if the character is moving on the ground, which is mode, movement mode. Yep. Whoops. Moving on the ground, false. Inline false. Which is not that. The ground false. This is the abstract or something. Oh yeah, there's an interface. Naming. Boolean. Interface, so it's an interface. I did the same thing with my movement. It's an interface to access it. I will show you later. Okay, it's movement property now. Get movement. Let's see, base position. Get property. There's a lot of nav mesh stuff. It's for AI. It's falling, it's flying. Those are states, some kind of mini state system inside Unreal that I would need to reuse and maybe override to add my own if I need to, because there's no climbing in there. And it dictate what kind of physics is applied to the body depending on what mode it is, if it's crushing. And I'm trying to find those modes. I don't remember where it is. Movement property. This is for AI, I think. It was something movement, so let's go back. Nav movement, component, nav mesh, navigation. Okay, it's not necessarily AI if it's for navigation. Nav movement component. Oh, it's the same. Connector location update nav agent. This sounds like AI. An agent usually it's when it's AI in coding. An AI, not like ChatGPT AI, more like the old kind of AI. No. I hate this. I hate this that it leads to this inline. So it overrides. So it's in one of the parents. Let's go up. Yeah, it has to be there. There's a lot of things that I would need to use later on in there. Get max speed, you can get the speed. The max speed, set the max speed of your character or your anything in handling this, inheriting from this. So a component, you can add it on your character when it's a component. It's anything you can add on your on something on a blueprint object. And impact update component. Okay, I don't find it. I might find it elsewhere. Why is it not movement property? Can crouch, can jump, can walk, can swim. I think it handled automatically, but you see my FSM needs to play with this because now there's a can walk. It needs this to be a can walk true. In my FSM, it needs to set this to true. So I would need to check where is it set to true. Maybe it is more like AI stuff, I guess. Okay, it's done. Can never move on ground. It's crouching. All of that I might need to implement, but I'm not sure I will need to. Yes, I need to implement it. It does not say it's for agent only. It's for player. So because my FSM does talk about swimming, falling, crouching, I need to use those stuff. Can never fly, can never swim. It's the physics, so it's all the physic reaction to the body of the player. So I need to inform this later on. I will check later on with you on this series. I forgot to check if everything's fine. Yes.
The Driven says test. Driven by Mahendis says test.
Okay. It's fine. YouTube. It's running. Twitch. Creator tab, channel. Creator dashboard, theme manager. Yes, it's running. Done. Okay, let's put the music on. Can start path following. Again, function to be implemented by object and everything. This interface run through if path following can start. So this sounds like AI stuff. Really, I should be able to use my FSM for my AI too. Okay, that would be fine, but I wanted to find the enumerator for the state, the different state. Get never property, ref can fly. Movement property. And I guess I might be a bit stupid because I could access it somewhere in here. It's moving on ground. Why does it access this? I remember I found it by going there. I might need to re-implement this because there's a lot of value. Oh, movement mode. Can never swim. Default movement mode. There we go. Yes, this in engine types, move walking. So also that I would need to implement. As you can see, I can add a custom, but it's not enough custom. Maybe it's enough because it can be climbing. And I don't need more than falling, swimming, flying, climbing, walking. I would be digging, maybe. Digging, maybe. Big maybe. So I might re-implement this. We will see later anyway. So this is made by Unreal. The cache input is the input it cache in the controller. When I click an arrow, this is not the controller I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. So the cache is here. Set movement input, and if I follow this, it cache it there, which I don't like. I don't like using set. This is made by AI. So we need to delete it because the thing is, AI would make you do fields and getter and setters, which I think for me it's a bad practice. It's a good to check who's, when you are wanting to debug something and you want to check who is setting your stuff or getting your stuff, but usually is setting. But when you don't need it, the problem is that usually you want to have everything private as much as possible to tell anyone, okay, we know what is accessing this class. This is for the children, but we know who's accessing and is there in the friend class. And if there is a bug, it has to be between the one who are here, and you want to have less as possible, which is this is a loose coupling. But when you have many, like in my interface here, this is a tight couple. It's not really good to have many, because when I will have, but there's no setter except yeah, there's a setters. They are set by. The thing is, they are private, so I know if there's an issue, it's between those classes, but there are many classes, so it's problematic. Because when you will have an error, you will want to know which one is causing the error, is accessing and setting something wrong. But let's say you have 200 like this, now it becomes complicated. It's become a nightmare. So if this was deleted and all this was public, it would be worse. I wouldn't know, and I would not know whatever who was accessing. I would not even see the name there. So this is the best way. So many people would say no, this is wrong, but for me, when I'm coding, this is the best way. I know if the problem, they are visible. We have our culprit here. You cannot, it's not almost not possible or not really useful to only have no coupling. So you have always some kind of coupling, but if I made it public, there would be no coupling here, there would be no other class, but I don't call the include, I don't need to include anything, so it's not coupling. The coupling would be those variable. I was wrong by telling this is a tight coupling. Tight coupling would be, let's find one that is tightly coupled. This one. I have a lot of classes, different class, especially when there's many here. But now they are here. It's heavy in the compilation. Compilation is longer. It's spaghetti coding. You cannot remove the class and put it somewhere in another project because you have class that exists only in this project, etc. Etc. Meaning I don't think there's other examples. I don't know. Okay, next. Camera we did. Set move and put. So yeah, here it gets the cached input that is set, and the etc. will delete. I check if it's near 0. If it's not the same as the previous one, it will change it. This is checking if it's not, if it has changed. Is the previous one have changed since last time we checked? Change it. So it will change a variable only when it has changed, this value of change. This avoid overhead. Overhead is when you do something for nothing. AI, when it did this function, he did a lot of overhead. So AI is bad about this. He's not good. He does not know how to avoid overhead. It does not. It would change a variable. The way he did it, the variable would change every time there's a tick. This way, it does not change it if it has not changed. If the input is not changed, if this has not changed, it wouldn't change the variable. So many ticks will go through without changing anything. So the tick here would be faster. It will check. It does not need to change anything. It goes faster, and it goes very fast. The loop of the game does all the engine, and it comes back very, very fast. Like I think it's less than 1 second. So going that fast and having overhead, it would end up being a bit slower. Because it would need to change the variable every time, like AI did. I cannot show you what it did. It's far away. I don't know. I don't remember what it is, but it was bad. And this is when in the walking state, when it enters a walking state, there was a start walk. I put it there. It's the same thing that was in the controller at the beginning in previous video. It does exactly the same thing. And there we go. I need to add this. FSM. It's a new class. There was no abstract. It was this one before, and now it's this one before the FSM controller. FSM controller inherits from this one. But in your version, in the previous video, FSM controller inherited from this one. So I added this one to give access to this, because I couldn't put this in the abstract, because in this abstract, because it's the finite-state machine, it's not the player stuff. This is interface online player. It's not the player stuff. This is player stuff. This is finite-state machine stuff. I want to be able to bring this elsewhere without player stuff attached to it. I could bring this in the FSM. Might be doing it if I find it useless, but this way I feel it separates the logic. It's separated by putting giving access to player movement to children, or rather to those one. Because it's private, I know those one have access to it. So it gives access to the state, all the state player movement, and to the children. This is initialization. It initializes everything, and I can focus on something else in the implementation that is instantiable, which is the FSM controller we saw earlier. There's nothing much more. Abstract state is the parent of all states. The little idle here jumping, running. The parent is this one, and it's set on all them as we see in the loop. In the first loop, it's set this on start. It brings the FSM controller, which is the online player, and I couldn't keep the one that is in the FSM, because there is player stuff here. That's why in the FSM I give an example, because the example has this your player, so it says implement your own. So yeah, that's why. And it's set this for all player, all state. What else? Nothing else. I could add other stuff later on, but I think it would be this. If it does not change, I will remove the abstract we just saw. I will move what is in the abstract layer here inside this one. There is not much changes because it's small enough of a class. No, that camera abstract state we just saw. What does it do else? Force this implementation on the children, which is in this one. This interface is the state interface. Let's add this FSM controller, everything new. What is new? Nothing has changed much, except that now instead of the abstract from FSM plugin, it's from inside house plugin, online player. Now give access to this, to all of them. And they have access to all this, of course, since they are friends. And it's a lot. I might check if it's still useful later. And the state interface, which I created the same as the abstract FSM, and there is player stuff here. So I say to in my plugins implement this your own. Don't use. You cannot. You cannot do a children of an interface properly, and especially this wouldn't be the you player FSM controller. It would be FSM controller from FSM plugin, but I needed the player, so you need a version of the interface inside your player to have this to pass the controller to every state, and current state also to check if it can if it's the same when it enters, if it's the same state that as in the loop that enters in all states. This player movement, it's the one that we just saw. What is this player movement? Oh no, it's a player movement. I made it an interface that way the player controller, I think, does not need to implement to be coupled with this class, if I remember well. Or it's another one. No, it's the controller, not FSM. Where is the controller? Movement. Who needed the movement? It was character. maybe. I don't think it was character, but let's see. Limits long. Damn. No. It was the FSM controller. I just said no. It was the abstract, maybe. It was the abstract. FSM. Yeah. No, movement here. So I could, instead of having a movement class here, I can put the interface in a T-script interface, and I don't need to implement the whole class. I just need
generative AI into every step of your analytics. Use your approved LLMs like OpenAI and Anthropic to automate
this one.
tasks, generate insights.
I think I should use class, but I'm not sure.
Gen AI tools. Next, meet Alteryx Copilot, your interactive AI assistant. Just tell Copilot what you need. It helps you build workflows, place tools, automate tasks, and get answers in seconds, all with only plain language.
Well, I am not sure.
Magic Reports infuses automation and AI.
I'm not sure.
Reporting easier, faster, more flexible, and ready to share in seconds. And finally, with the new AI Control Center, you stay in the driver's seat. With built-in security, governance, and visibility.
Yeah, we'll need to check a bit further. Because it was supposed to decouple, but it's still a bit coupled there. And also, I need to enter this here. But anyway, it works well. It implements those start walk and everything here. Character. Okay, I think this we covered pretty much everything. I might need to delete this later. This is the player controller. I don't need this anymore. I just added a node pointer. There is not much here, except those one I need to delete. Maybe. Movement is the header of the movement, which implement the override this that is in there, and it's just the movement. For the movement, it update the variable for the state to check if the player can do stuff, walk or jump or etc. So it will be it. It's enough streaming for tonight. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.